Carol Ann is not feeling 100% today, so if you could please send her some love, that would be awesome. And look at my snazzy background. My other one wouldn't work today, so I'm using this one instead. Now, I feel like this is really beautiful, right? Because what I want to chat to you today about and really invite you to get involved is, what if happiness really is like way easier than we ever dreamed? What if? That is a powerful question. And I think it's time we really unpack that, had a bit of a chat about it, and became open to the possibilities. So give me a moment, everyone, because I'm here on my own without my gorgeous Carol Ann. I've got to do all this stuff while I'm on air. So just give us a second. I'm just going to open up Restream chat and make sure that I'm there for you, ready to roll. If you would like to come in and share some messages. Here we go. Done. Okay, so I have been listening to Mike Dooley these past few days. Lots of people have heard of Mike Dooley. He's amazing. He's been around for a long, long time. Thoughts become things, right? That's what one of the things Mike talks about really deeply and interestingly and fabulously, right? And it's really gotten me to a place of this expanded, I had like these power between the eyes moments the other day, listening to his recording, The Ultimate End. I think that one was called Happiness, The Ultimate End. One of the things he said in that, which was really, really, really interesting, was if you sort of say to people, if he says to people, okay, so we're going to talk about happiness, how exciting is that? A lot of people aren't really that interested because they're not really interested in happiness. They want to know how to have more wealth, how to have a loving relationship, how to get a new home, new job, new car, all of those sorts of things. But when you really look at it all, aren't all of those things really and truly extensions of what we believe is going to bring us happiness? So I feel like I just need to do this, guys. Bear with me one little second. I want to make sure that I'm actually on air because I can't tell just by looking at, here I am, which is awesome. Okay, so having that experience of opening that right up, I was really inspired and really, I just felt my whole heart open to it. And you know, when you have those light bulb moments that all of a sudden, something that you've thought about a long time, or maybe spoken about, read about, known about, suddenly it opens up in a whole new way for you. Well, that's what happened for me. And I began to really think about what I consider to be happiness in my life, how I experience happiness, what my expectations of happiness are. And I wanted to just really tap into that with you today. And here's the question again. What if happiness really is easier, more accessible, available to us right now than we believe it is? So one of the other things he spoke about this morning when I was listening to him was, and it's a very simple thing, thoughts become things you easily create because you easily think. We think without any effort whatsoever, right? You're thinking right now. In this moment, you are thinking right now. I'm thinking right now. So therefore, I'm creating right now. And I want to tell you, one of the things, Lacey's with us. Welcome, Lacey. How gorgeous to have you. Please chip in anytime. One of the things that really astounded me the other day, and I mean, it was so beautifully easy, it was almost shocking. Where I live, there's a new restaurant that's opened up. The whole area is sort of getting a bit of a revamp. And I noticed this restaurant through these great big plate glass windows. And I had to pull up very slowly because I was coming to a stop sign. And as I looked in the window, I just went, wow, that place looks amazing. I want to go there. Right? It was as simple as that. And then I felt that feeling of how gorgeous it was, what it would be like in there, you know, to sit down and experience it, wonder what the food's like. And so it's my birthday at the end of the week. And one of my daughters said to me, Mum, we'd all like to take you out somewhere really nice, your pick. Where would you like to go? And I hummed and hawed. I wasn't really sure. And I said, I'd love to go somewhere local. And she wrote back and she said, what about Mr. Hibashi? And I'm like, what's Mr. Hibashi? She sends me the Facebook page and it's the same place. So that's how easy it was to step into that flow. That was effortless. It took no effort whatsoever on my part. Lacey, have you ever experienced this yourself? If you would like to join us on our Angel Heart Radio Facebook page, hop on over. Add some comments in the comments section while we're live streaming, because I'll be able to see them and respond. You can become part of this conversation. And little things like this morning after I dropped my grandchildren, well, actually my grandson today at school, I was pulled up at a set of traffic lights and a woman with a child probably about 18 months old walked over on the pedestrian crossing, and the little guy peeked out from under the hood and looked at me, and I had this big, beautiful response to him, and I smiled at him. And they walked across, and then on the lights, they walked across the next lane. And you should have seen this little guy. His little hand was out of the pram, waving to all the cars. And it suddenly really came into my heart that here he is so open to joy. He is so open to having this gorgeous experience, waving and expecting nothing in return except waves back and smiling faces. And it really spoke to me, and I felt like, wow, that's how easy it is to sit here at the traffic lights and see that and feel that response of joy to how beautiful that moment was. And then I looked up in the rear vision mirror, there was a cab behind me, and the number on the windscreen was 7000. How powerful. The 7 is about being on the path, and 0 is always about God or Creator speaking to us. There were 3 of those zeros. I was being spoken to by the universe so clearly about the path that I was thinking about so much these past few days. And truly, is that not the path then of what we're all doing here to experience this feeling of joy and happiness? And I'm not suggesting that we're going to be skipping over hills, singing with birds, tweeting around us, picking flowers 24/7. Of course we're not. We're here experiencing many things. But it's this conscious choice around joy and happiness that I really hope you'll think about today. The conscious choice to be open in the moment to the smallest reason to be happy and to feel that joy in your own way, in your own heart. I just find this to be a feeling of expansive magnificence. And I really want to thank people like Mike Dooley for the work they're doing in the world and presenting these opportunities for people like you and I to really get into these amazing and wonderful topics. And he's such an exciting speaker for me because he's got a lot of joy when he speaks, and he's got a brilliant sense of humor, which totally rocks my whole world. To have people who are here right now teaching and sharing so that you and I can benefit and enjoy. I mean, I just find that to be a truly beautiful thing. So when you're going about your day tonight, your evening, this evening, as you sleep and wake up tomorrow, maybe think about just inhabiting a feeling of appreciation or gratitude or joy or happiness for something that may seem completely insignificant to somebody else. And just see what that opens up for you. Just see what that's going to attract to you, being in that same vibrational space, that same vibrational frequency, that same patterning, because we know patterns are really powerful and beautiful. Being in that place where you're open to that and see what naturally jumps up for you, that you just begin to notice. It might be something really small, like a grandmother wheeling her grandchild across the road, like it was for me today. The number on a car or a sign, a billboard, just noticing the happiness on somebody else's face. These moments I just really have always felt and believed, but feeling right now very powerfully connected to, that these moments are so important for us and they hold so much more power than we probably are aware of. And living here in this amazing opportunity of choice and free will, we get to choose what we're happy about. We get to choose what we're going to focus on. Carol Ann Cross, here she is. She's ducked in to say hello. Gosh, she's a lovely woman, isn't she? She says, you are so kind, loving and beautiful. Thank you, my gorgeous one. Lovely to be a mirror for you. The messages you are sharing are so important for us all. And isn't that so true, Carol Ann? Sharing these simple moments. You know, this morning I thought to myself, why do we do the show about this week? And I was speaking to Carol Ann about it, and I said, Mike Dooley will tell me, because I've been listening to a lot of his stuff these last few days and again this morning. And I just knew that this was a beautiful and powerful topic for us today to carry forward into the world. You know, we have this opportunity. Let's not squander it. Let's take a moment. And even if life is very difficult or feels very difficult for you at the moment, I bet you there will be a leaf on a tree, a butterfly, a bird, a child. Something will happen, a Facebook post. Something will happen in your world. Some little insignificant thing will just occur in your world, in your consciousness, that even for a moment will bring you happiness. And that feeling right there, that feeling is the feeling of the power of creation. Because from that feeling, we can create so much richness in our lives. Now, I want to tell you a little story about the last few days for me. I don't want to let my lovely cuppa get cold either. My dog Sam, I found a really big lump on his chest and I got really scared, really nervous and really worried. And I couldn't get it into the vet for a few days. So I thought, right, this is it. This is the time for me now to really do some work around this. And I didn't do a lot of work around it, and I felt a lot better. And I spoke with Carol Ann about it, and she was really supportive and reminded me of a lot of really powerful angelic truths and universal truths, which was brilliant. And so I got through the weekend without any problem, but I had that niggling worry. And then the night before the vet appointment, I just dreamt about it all night long. I woke up and I was so darn tired. And I knew, of course I knew, it's my fear, right? It's this fear of loss, this fear of losing a loved one. And we all feel that at times about many different things and many different people. So anyway, I'm driving to the vet and I suddenly realized I hadn't even called in Archangel Michael. So I called in Archangel Michael and I asked Michael to help me feel courageous and strong. And the next thing, I felt completely at ease. And then I pulled up at the vet and I got out my phone to ring them to let them know I was in the car park, and it was 4:44. And I went, oh, angels, thank you. Everything's absolutely fine. So inhabiting the moment of choosing to be open to courage was so powerful for me. And welcome, Leslie. How lovely that you've joined us. If you have anything you want to share, please do put it in the comment section. And if you're watching anywhere else other than on our Angel Heart Radio Facebook page, head on over there and watch from there, because that way I'll be able to see anything that you want to share with us, any questions, any experiences you'd like to share. Jenny is with us. Jenny Laws, hello, welcome back, Jenny. It's always good to see you. So standing in this moment of courage, and courage by choice, it's so easy to feel happy, we all know, when everything seems to be going in a direction that we're really excited about. Suzanne's with us. Oh, she says her little dog is called Sammy too. They are such a blessing, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jenny. Thanks for commenting. They are such a joy, and it's easy to take for granted the days and weeks and months and years we have with our four-legged friends, or our feathered friends, our scaled friends. And there comes a time for us all, isn't there, where we begin to feel that there's a fear there that we're going to have to part on the physical realm. And how do we then come into that expression of still feeling that there's happiness in our life and happiness in our world? And I'm coming to understand more and more, it's not about turning away from our fears. It's not about denying how we really feel. It's not about making the best of a situation. It's not about putting on a brave face. For me, it really is about being open to small moments of happiness, even amidst grief. And that openness creates opportunity. And that opportunity then creates other opportunities. And this makes a big difference to us all. Because have you guys noticed that for yourselves? That you may be going through something very tough, but there's a little glimmer somewhere. Something pops in, you find a feather on the ground, or, just the way the light falls through some leaves, or you get an unexpected phone call, or whatever it might happen to be. That suddenly that opportunity then expands the moment. Excuse me. And yes, we may then feel that we're back in fear or back in grief, and that's okay too, right? We've chosen to be here and experience these things. Our soul is strong and powerful and vibrant and amazing, and our soul knows what our needs are here. So having that opportunity, having that moment is a really powerful and beautiful thing. And I did forget to say at the top of the show that, we're not here to tell you how to live your life or advise you on what you need to do or should be doing. Our programs are not to be used to replace any professional advice that you may have. We're not here to tell you how to live your life. We're here to share with you and just present opportunities for you to think about for yourself and feel and explore for yourself. Because you're a powerful, strong, and magnificent being. We are far beyond anything we can possibly imagine, right? So take that into your heart as well and explore that. Be open to that. Have that. Yeah. Okay. I'm just asking now for the angels if there's anything else they'd like me to share about. Oh, yeah. What was that? Just give me a moment. I'm just going to feel what it was that I was thinking about sharing with you and see if it comes back in for me. And if it doesn't, that's all right as well. It'll come back another time. So I want to pay respect now to all the teachers who I have benefited from so greatly, both in spirit and here in the physical world, people who have mentored me from afar without knowing that that's what they've done, and offer gratitude to the universe for everything about my life. And I'm wondering if you'd like to do the same thing and have that expansive moment for yourself, to have that opportunity for you to realize how much has been provided for you to choose from. This banquet, this amazingly lavish banquet in life. So as you go about your day today, because we're broadcasting all over the world, of course, we're touching into many time zones. And some of you are in my yesterday, which is a very cool thing, and just goes to show that time really doesn't exist as we know it, right? So because if it's, whatever the time is for me, if it's 12:21 here in Brisbane, Australia, and it's 9:30 for you, or 9:21 for you, if you're in Eastern time, and yet here we are in the same moment together. And while our minds understand that, break that down and really think about, wow, what does that mean? Does that mean that some of the other constraints I've put on myself aren't really applicable either? So having that chance to really step outside of the boundaries that we create for ourselves and just, that was the other thing. Thank you. I heard this really cool thing that Mark Dooley was saying about thoughts become things, right? We already know that, but really open that up even more. He was saying on this recording that I was listening to this morning about really expanding ourselves and heading in the direction of what it is we want, right? So it's not enough to just visualize. It's not enough to just say affirmations. We also have to shift physically, move, do something, take action in the direction of what it is we want. And the cool thing that he said, the awesome thing that he said, was it doesn't even have to be in the right direction for what we want. We just have to hold the thought, the feeling, the gratitude for it, and make a shift anyway. And I realized listening to him that all this time that I've held back waiting until I knew what it was that I really wanted, I didn't really understand that I was holding myself back willingly. I was placing limits on myself that don't need to exist. So making a move in a direction towards what it is that I want. And it doesn't have to be toward the thing, the ultimate goal of what it is that I want. It just has to be in the general direction. I just thought, pow, again, here's another brilliant moment where I realized about the limits that I've been placing on myself unbeknownst, and how easy it really is to simply step outside of those boundaries. Yay. So I've made a decision right here, right now, everyone. I'm going to write to Mark Dooley and ask him if he would like to come and talk to us on Angel Heart Radio. How cool will that be? And the really exciting thing about that for me isn't even the possibility that he'll say yes, right? The really exciting thing about that for me is I'd always place so many limits on myself, thinking, why would they want to talk to me? You know what I mean? So here I am realizing the most exciting thing about it is the fact that I will do it now. I will write, I will ask, and I will just let it be whatever it is. and be really excited for myself that that's a limit to my greatness that I am choosing to remove. And isn't that a magnificent thing? And I want to encourage you to do the same for yourself in the smallest of ways or in the largest of ways. It doesn't even matter. It's the doing it that's important, because we have intention and we do something that is in here in the 3D world, and we're doing those things together. And that is the magic. That is what really sparks it all. That is what creates these magnificent opportunities that we may believe don't really exist for us, because they do. If they exist for somebody else, then they have to exist for me, because really we're taking something out of thin air, aren't we? We're bringing in opportunity out of thin air. And let's face it, there's plenty of thin air around me. And I'll bet you there's plenty of thin air around you as well, right? So there you go. That's my message for you today. And I want to thank you all for being present with me. And I'm excited to have been able to share with you and open my heart to you and send my love to you and just be here with you. So thank you so much, everyone. You really do. It's so beautiful. Like before, when Suzanne popped in and said her little dog is also called Sammy. See, I didn't know Suzanne was watching. And then all of a sudden, out of thin air, Suzanne, you popped in and let me know. And that was a really beautiful moment for me when I saw that. Oh, Jenny says she loves listening to me. Well, I love sharing with you, Jenny. When I saw you were watching, Jenny, and my heart expanded. And I was really conscious of the fact that you've chosen to be here in this moment with me. And Rose is here too. That you've all chosen to be here in this moment with me when you could be doing anything at all. And here we are. Somehow we've attracted each other. We've been drawn to each other. She just about missed it. No, you didn't hear in perfect timing, darling, because, hey, that's the way the universe works. So that's the way the universe works, isn't it? It all just comes about seemingly as if it's an accident or it's a coincidence or it's accidental. Suzanne says, thank you for living my spirit with your beautiful words. I now realize how disconnected I had become recently. This has helped me to reconnect. You just made me laugh. Oh, you're a darling, darling heart, Suzanne. And I'm really excited for you because, lifting your spirit. Yes, you're gorgeous. So here's the thing, but you've chosen to do that. I'm just here as a mirror for you, right? And it's like all of you, when you look at me, every beautiful thing you see in me only exists for you because it's in you already. If it wasn't in you, you couldn't see it reflecting out of me. So we're in this moment together by divine agreement in order to reflect to each other in a way that really lifts us up and just helps us to remember, even for a few minutes, the magnificence of our being, the benefit that we have of being here together. We are magnificently connected, Carol Ann. And having that remembrance, having that exquisite moment of pure joy and recognition, that's what opens our heart to miracles. Because a miracle isn't something that happens. A miracle is that we notice it, right? Because everything beautiful is happening around us all the time. There's all these opportunities all the time. So the miracle is us noticing it and then taking it in to our heart, to our being, experiencing it, recognizing it, and then giving gratitude for it, And then when we beam that out of ourselves, when we beam that out of our heart, it doesn't come from our brain, does it? It's true. Yeah, it is true, Rose. You're right. Because it doesn't come from our heart, from our thoughts. It's not a thing. You're not thinking, I feel magnificent. I am, see, I feel magnificent. It's a feeling. So beam it in, take it out. Take it in. Take every single opportunity you possibly can to draw in all the sweetness, to draw in the richness of the universe, to draw in the gifts from spirit and creator and God, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even matter. And just take all of that in. Imagine that you've got a straw and you can just draw it all up through that straw. You know, when you have a drink, mind you, a caveat, I don't use straws and I don't recommend anybody else uses them. They're an environmental, hazard. But it's that action. So when you bring it up, it's so easy, isn't it? How easy is it? If you've ever taught a child how to drink out of a sippy cup, for example, and they get it, you see the light bulb go on for them. And that is something they will never forget. And then realizing that we can do the same thing with the sweetness in our world, our universe, our lives, our heart, our soul, our being, ourselves, our choices. That's something we don't have to forget either. We may temporarily, but it's always there. Rose is having another good laugh. So what about you guys? What are you grateful for? What really just rocks your whole world in a way that makes you feel, even for an instant, just pure gratification that you are here on the planet experiencing it in a really genuine way for you? Have a think about that as well. Take that into your heart and let that open. Family. Jenny says family. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely. And family comes in many ways. For Suzanne, family might be her dog, Sammy, right? Sam, my Sam is part of my family. And I'm blessed to have my family close by. And I'm blessed to be able to, hey, we are going to a restaurant on Friday night, which Thursday in the USA. We're actually going to a restaurant. This time last year, that wasn't going to happen, right? So Rose says, it's so hard with all that's going on out there. I really have to center myself and breathe in the beauty. Absolutely. Because the more attention we place on that, the more we give to it. And when you're like a really sensitive soul, when you are an empathetic soul, when you have that genuine desire to see love in the world, and then suddenly we're noticing all these other things that are going on that don't look anything like love, it's really easy to get connected to that and caught up in that. But if we do, then we actually rob ourselves of the opportunity to feel joy. So Carol Ann always says she builds a rainbow bridge between her heart and to the person, people, place, event, situation, whatever it is, and she sends love to it. That's what she does. Because like you, Rose, I can get very desolate with it if I let myself. I don't want to go there. I don't help anybody, and I don't put out into the world what it is I really want to put out into the world when I do that. Friends and health for Jenny. Yes, yes, yes. Again, it's those simple joys, isn't it? Most people don't come back and say, my new handbag or my new car or my big house, right? And there's nothing wrong with those things. But what it is they still are things. They're not really experiences. Because if we're unhappy, it won't matter how big the house is. You're going to still be unhappy in it, right? So it's creating the happiness in yourself so that no matter where you go, what your house is or isn't, you still have the happiness. That's the thing. Suzanne says, my little Sammy is the joy in my world. I know what you mean. He is such an amazing little spiritual being. Oh my gosh, that's so true, right? Rose says, no, we don't want to go there. No, we don't, sweetheart. And it's choice, even though sometimes it feels like a really tricky one. Now, I had this amazing experience the other night with Sam. It was very, very hot here. And Sam is normally in bed by 7:30. He loves his bed, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. And it was 8 o'clock came and went, 8:15 came and went, and he was just looking at me. So I'm giving him lots of pats and hugs and cuddles. Maybe he needs a bit more attention. No. And you'll know this yourself, Suzanne, or anybody else with a dog. Sam looked at me in that way that said, why can't you get what I'm telling you? And so eventually he started, which he's never, ever done before with his nose. He started sort of knocking against my leg as if to say, get up off that couch. So I got off the couch and I said to him, what is it that you want? I can't believe it took me so long to get it. All of a sudden, boom, I realized it was such a hot evening. He wanted me to move the car out of the garage so he could go in on the cool concrete floor. So I moved the car out of the garage. Sam toddled out, laid on that floor, spread eagle. You could just feel the heat leaving his body, and within 5 minutes on his side, sound asleep. What a pure moment of joy that was for me. So you're right. They are absolutely amazing beings. Rose says she's grateful for this space that she has been drawn to. And she's also grateful that all her family are well and safe. They're beautiful things to be grateful for. And here's the really cool thing about all of that, Rose. Not only have you been drawn to this space has been created for you. This beautiful, loving, kind, genuine, authentic, caring, open-hearted space, which we call Angel Heart Radio, has been created for you. It's why we're here. And we're here because the guidance for me to create it in 2010 was so strong, I knew I had to follow it, even though I was completely terrified at the time, even though my self-esteem and self-worth was so low. It was improving, but it was still really low. And I knew that I had to create it. And so I did. And look at that. Look what's happened. Isn't that awesome? Like, what a blessing. Blessing for me, blessing for you, blessing for us all. So thank you all so much, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want to remind you, in case you don't know, about the angel code. Such a beautiful gift from the angels. So blessed, Rose says, thank you. The angel code, theangelcode.com. This is a magnificent gift from the angels. Oh man, I just love it so much. I'm so grateful. How's this? Out of all of that, this is what pops out for me to read to you. Merely, okay, so when they speak about, okay, all right, I'll go back, hang on. They're saying go back, go back, go back. Okay, do not hurry along. Orchestration is not required. The notes only need taking down as we speak them. You are in the way of flow. Remove desire. Will. Yield to the source. Remember, it is not for you to conduct. I love that because I'm always trying to conduct everything. It is not for you to conduct. Merely be available as the notes flow. Be washed. Let go. or you will control nothing, but lose your way toward the sunrise and be left only with the setting sun. Spend some quiet time each day. Your path will appear to you, refreshed and anew. How's that? Oh, thank you for asking. Thank you. Rose wants to know, how can the Angel Code be purchased? It is so easy. It's available worldwide. It's available in your currency. So wherever you want to purchase from, it's available in your currency. balboapress.com. That will take you to Balboa Press in whatever country you're in. It's a fantastic way to purchase. They're really quick. They're really fabulous, actually. It's on Amazon. If you Google the Angel Code, wrong way, Journey into the Words Whispered to Me, boom, it'll turn up everywhere. You'll be amazed. Find your still place. Visit often. Become a welcome tenant. Just think about how beautiful those gentle and loving words are, and the energy of such comfort that they bring. And that's just how the angels work, isn't it? And they're here to help us right through our ascension process. This book was 20 years coming to you. First message came through in January 2001, and it's here now to really support us with our ascension journeys. So thank you, Rose. Thank you for asking. Oh, we've got our gorgeous Laurie with us. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, how lovely that you're here. I want to thank you all for your time and your attention and your loving energy and your beautiful responses. And thanks for joining in the conversation. That really excites me when I get to have this conversation with you, when you put your comments into the comments section on our live stream. You've no idea how exciting that is for me, because here we are together in this moment, wherever we are in the world, and we get to chat with each other and share thoughts and ideas together. And that is what family does, right? It's what friends do. We communicate and open our hearts to each other, so that not only am I speaking to you, I'm hearing you speak to me through your written word, and we get to have this wonderful conversation together. And that's always such a joy for me. It always opens my heart and makes my whole heart just sing. And I love that. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me today. So this was an early show this week. We are normally with you on Wednesday evenings in the USA, Thursday mornings in Australia, but this is the show for this week, and we'll be back with you next week, as always. And do let us know, please, if there's anything you would like us to discuss with you. Let us know, because it's our joy to do that. We love to support you in any way that we possibly can. So if there's a topic, a subject, an idea that you would like to bring forward, just let us know. You can message us on our Facebook page. You can send us a direct message there, and you can also email me at love@angelheartradio.com. It's that easy. And we have had requests lately, and man, oh man, have they sparked some incredible happenings. It's been fabulous. So, and wonderful programs. And that has then resulted in us bringing onto our team once a month. We now have Philip coming over to us from Rogue Therapies. He's a counsellor here in Australia, but he does work worldwide through Facebook. And he's now able to come and bring his expertise, knowledge and wisdom to support us in all sorts of topics. So thank you all for taking that opportunity to ask. What was that last thing I was going to share with you before I go? Oh, yeah. How exciting is it? Two exciting things. We have a beautiful Australian author coming your way. And wow. She has brought about an incredible book. Her name is Leanne Costello. Her book is a children's book, and it is called My 2 Feet on the Ground. Again, it is a Balboa Press book. Oh, talk about heart opening. It's wonderful. So she's going to be joining us very shortly. And psychic medium John Holland will return for another show in April with us here on Angel Heart Radio. And this time, John is going to be speaking about the responsibilities of the medium. This is going to be a fantastic program. And I really encourage you, if you are interested in anything to do with that topic, do come along and be with us for that one. It's going to be awesome. Last program we did with John was on bridging two realms, and that video is available in our video section. Fantastic. He's just very inspiring. Thank you so much, Suzanne. Thank you. She says, thank you for sharing today. Really appreciate you being here with me. Okay, my lovely friends, I'm going to scoot off now and make another cup of tea because that one's gone cold. So I love you. Be kind to you. Look after you. Inhabit the joyful spaces, right? Just take them on board. It is exciting, Laurie. We're very, very, very excited. And do you know what? Because John's a Hay House author, I've had people say to me, how in the world did you get a Hay House author to come on your show? Because that apparently is not an easy thing to do. And I said, well, I asked. And that was what I did. I just asked. And John did say one of the things he really got that connection was the title, Angel Heart Radio. Boom. There you go. Life's full of magic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Carol Ann. Thank you, Lacey. And thank you to you for being here with me. Lots of love, everyone. See you soon. Oh, hang on, I've got to go back to Zoom. See you soon and take good care. Bye-bye. Love you.